Hey everybody, welcome to another random Game Unshrinking. The game that I have here today is called Lords of Karma, a relatively early text adventure that was released by the Avalon Hill Microcomputer Games division. It says you're a division of the Avalon Hill Game Company. Now, this came in a fairly nice sized box. The artwork is pretty cool. You'll see here that the shrink wrap is not 100% sealed. I do believe it's original shrink wrap, although I'm not totally sure. That's one of the reasons that I want to open it and find out what's inside. But usually, if someone's trying to fake shrink wrap, they'll do a good job faking it, not a poor job, although it's not proof by any means. I will say also that usually older shrink wrap tends to be a little more flexible, supple, with some little holes in it and things like that. In this case, the shrink wrap feels a little more brittle, and that's probably why it got split on the edges. But I do believe it's original shrink wrap based on where I got it from, so we will find out. So again, this is by Avalon Hill. Now, Avalon Hill was a manufacturer of tabletop board games, primarily war games and strategy games, a couple of sports games as well. And they pretty early on saw the potential in the home computer gaming market and decided to convert some of their board games to computer games and also to create some original computer games. This is one of the original computer games, again, a text adventure. But the cool thing is that because Avalon Hill was an established company, they weren't some fly-by-night in a garage like most of the original people that were making computer games in the late 70s and early 80s, in the really early times, who couldn't afford to do real proper packaging and therefore releasing games in plastic bags and folders and things like that. Avalon Hill actually was able to release its games in boxes fairly easily because they were producing boxes en masse for their tabletop board games, so it was really easy for them to go and put a box together. So we have here a rather large, nice-sized box, and this ended up being a standard box size for a lot of Avalon Hill's releases. Now I turn it over and show you the back. You see a couple things here. First of all, Lords of Karma computer fantasy game. So read some of this here. It says, explore the magical universe of Karma. Suddenly you find yourself in the central square of the mythical city of Golconda in the magical universe of Karma. Just staying alive may be more than you can handle, but the Lords of Karma are watching your every move, and they will not let you rest until you perform many deeds of kindness and bravery. You must explore the verdant forests, twisting trails, rugged mountains, and labyrinthine caverns of the universe of Karma, gradually learning its secrets and completing your tasks. But watch out, there are lurking monsters waiting for lunch. You! So, it sounds like fun. It's a basic text adventure, but they have to sort of spice up with the description. Now, if you look at later releases of box computer games, you'll generally see there's a system sticker like somewhere over here. They print one box and they'll put a sticker on it saying this is the IBM version, or this is the Atari version, or this is the Amiga version, or whatever it is. Now, Avalon Hill was a little bit different. Again, they were one of the first publishers to release computer games inside boxes. First of all, what they did with this release is really cool. So you can see the picture, it comes on a cassette tape, and then it says here on the bottom, Lords of Karma is ready to run in any of the following computers: Atari 400-800, Apple II, PET, and TRS-80. Basically, those were essentially all of the popular computers that were available in the United States in 1980, essentially. And if you look at this copyright over here, you'll see it says the game is copyright 1980. Now, I've seen on Moby Games it says 1981. Again, you can't always trust exactly the date here. What's possible is 1981 rather than 1980. But it's one or the other. So it's a pretty early game release. And these four computer systems, the Apple II, the PET, and the TRS-80 all came out in 1977. And those were the three big computers at the time. Until like the early 80s, there were other ones that took over. The Apple II was a great game machine. The TRS-80 was not such a great game machine, but it had a lot of games on it because it was a very popular computer. The Commodore PET, a little less popular, but those are the big three in 1977. The Atari 400-800 came out in 1979. That was also a really great games computer. So these were basically the four big platforms in 1980 at the time that this box was produced. And all four of these are available in the box, and not only that, but on the same tape. So if you have a disc, A disc can only be formatted essentially for one system, maybe two if you have two sides and you format each one for a different system. But a tape is essentially just audio, and you can record whatever you want on there. As long as you have space on the tape, you can create as many versions as you want. So that's what they actually did here. They put all 4 of those versions on one cassette tape, which I think is super cool. And as I mentioned before, usually companies would put a sticker. This was, I guess, later on, before anybody thought of stickers. Avalon Hill, actually, what they used to do, if they had multiple versions of their game for different platforms, not like in this case where they have all 4 in one, but if they did have multiple versions, let's say where one box had a tape, they would show the picture of the tape here. But if then they had another version for the same game, which was a disc, they'd show a picture of a disc instead. So they'd actually change the whole box and reprint the whole box. And here where they mentioned the platforms, they'd also reprint the whole thing with the correct platforms. So they really had a lot of different box variations depending on the platform. It was not just a sticker. Anyway, having said all that, I'm excited to open this up. Let's open it up and see what is inside. Here's a moment of no return. Let's see what it is. So it's a 2-piece box. Whoa. Okay, so first of all, looks like I have a manual here. Relatively brief manual with instructions for different types of computers. All 4 computers here, the Atari, the Apple, the Commodore, TRS-80. Here's how to load the game. It's a little bit spotted, which makes me... Oh, but it looks like the spotting is just from the imprint of the cassette tape. So that's... It was probably sitting there, since 1980, so that's understandable. And then we have the cassette tape here, which, again, it has all 4 programs on it. So it says, number 1, Atari, 2 is Apple II, and then turn over for PET and TRS-80. So pretty cool. And there's this really nice tray here that keeps the shape of the box. If you lift the tray, you find out there's some other things here. There's a registration card, standard, and there is a catalog showing you other games that you can order. And it looks like this catalog covered both the regular board games that they sold, as well as microcomputer games. So here's some games that they had at that time. And you were able to order all these from them directly. So it looks like the price of this game here, Lords of Karma, for this version here that had all 4 on cassette was $20. Not bad. Here it is, $20. Not bad at all. If you wanted a disc version, then you pay $25. So I guess the tapes are a little bit cheaper, but not bad. So I can't be sure, but it looks like this is most likely what that was an original shrink wrap. It looks like pretty much everything is there. And it's nice packaging where the cassette is held in place nicely by this little plastic insert. Everything sort of fits together well. And it's a good sturdy box that takes up a lot of space on a shelf, but is very nice to display. So thanks very much. I hope that you found that interesting and hope everyone enjoyed. And have a good day.